Okay, before round 2 here, I'm going to make a few changes to the deck. I really like the way that the deck played out in game 3 of the last round, so I'm going to recreate that. So we've got all the same cards, we just need to add the lands. So we had 1 swamp, and then 6 and 7 blue. Oh, no, I did it the other way around. Sorry about that. This is the correct way to do it. We need white a little earlier, and we have double white, so that's the correct way. So that's what we had last time, and I think that that's the better way to build this deck. All of those flyers were really important, so I think that I need to just look at this set a little bit differently and maybe evaluate the flyers a little bit higher. Things like Storm Rider Spirit, like when you put True Faith Sensor on it, it just kind of takes over the game. So I think that that's okay. I'm used to really big creatures being the name of the game, and there's still a bit of that, but I think that the creatures in general in this format are a little smaller than we're used to. So something like Storm Rider Spirit is actually, you know, a little bit of a better card than you'd think. Last time we had Jwar Avenger as a 5-mana 3/3. It was very rare that you got the Surge on it, and it was not great. Like, so it's kind of similar. This one has Flash, the other one has Surge, and Jwar Avenger was very mediocre. But in this set, I think that Storm Rider Spirit's a lot better than that. So I'm going to go with this deck. We're going to save it, and we're going to play another round. So here's our hand for round 2, and we are going first. This looks like a keepable hand for sure. Town Gossipmonger has been very impressive. We have enough warped landscapes to get as many colors as we like, and of course Stitched Mangler is pretty decent. I actually like this card a fair bit. Being able to tap something down is nice. So let's go Gossipmonger and pass the turn. Next turn we'll just Explosive Apparatus. Probably play a Warped Landscape just to give less information as to what we're playing. Ooh, never mind. Now I play True Faith Sensor. I still play the Warped Landscape, but it just makes more sense to get something that's a little more expensive down. Smash him for 1. It sucks with the Mangler because it comes into play tapped that we're not going to be able to transform the Gossipmonger, but that's fine. We will manage, certainly. So I could play Island and just get Stitched Mangler online. I don't think I want to offer the trade. Yeah, let's just do this. I think that Town Gossipmonger is better right now than Unruly Mob is, so it's more important. He probably would trade it. Ghoul Caller's Apprentice. Yep. So I could equip the True Faith Sensor onto the Town Gossipmonger and then just attack with it. The other option is to attack with just Stitched Mangler, and I feel like this is a little better. I can play Forgotten Creation if I do put it on the if I attack with the Mangler, though. So that's the disadvantage. If I put the True Faith Sensor on the Town Gossipmonger, it does mean that the Forgotten Creation doesn't get played this turn. I think it's okay, though. Yeah, I'm actually okay with that. This flips into a 4/4 when it's equipped with True Faith Sensor, because it gets a +2/+1, because it's a human. And the other thing is I still get to play Explosive Apparatus, so we're not missing out on too much mana-wise. Very little. So equip the Sensor. Oh, right, it's 3 damage, too. Kind of forgot about that. It's going to be 3 damage right now. So attack with the Town Gossipmonger. Strength of Arms. Ew. Well, there's not a lot I can do about that. My guy's going to be a 4/4. His guy's going to be a 4/4, and they're just going to trade. We'll see if he's thinking pretty hard about this. All right. Well, that was unfortunate. We do get a 2-for-1, but it puts a counter on Unruly Mob, and plus Ghoul Caller's Apprentice isn't really a 2-for-1 in a lot of ways. So I could put True Faith Sensor onto the Stitched Mangler instead of playing the Explosive Apparatus, and I think that's a little better, just because we do have enough mana next turn to play Creation and Explosive. I don't feel like I'm going to need Explosive immediately next turn. Although we'll see. Might change my mind based on this Unruly Mob. Inspiring Captain. Hit me for 3. Sure. Thraben Inspector. I feel like I might just want to get rid of Unruly Mob here. I'm actually going to play Explosive, use it, and kill Unruly Mob. Attack for 3 and play the Thraben Inspector. With the Thraben Inspector, it means that I can optimize my mana still, so I think that's fine. Forgotten Creation is best when you have a very few number of cards in your hand, too, because you can keep the lands and then just pitch them at the start of your upkeep. So that'll be fine for us to play it as the last card. Not sure what he's thinking about here. I mean, we're coming in with a 3-4 against this 3-3, and we're both tapped out, so... Seems unlikely anything's happening besides him just taking the damage. Alright. He still has 4 cards in hand. That's certainly a concern. Gotta hope that this clue gives us something. Although I'm pretty sure that we just play Forgotten Creation next turn. If we have a land, I'll just keep it in hand. That way I can pitch it to the creation. If we get something else, well, then obviously things change drastically based on what we get. It's a very big difference. Alright, so just exiles the 2-2. That is perfectly acceptable. And passes the turn, I'm sure. He might be double queuing, he's just a little slow here. There's a few moments where he just pauses weirdly. So I'm going to guess that that's all it is. Okay, our opponent came back and passed us the turn. We did get the land exactly like we were thinking. I don't feel like we want to attack into the Stitched Mangler. Probably just leave it. We'd trade it for Inspiring Captain. It is a trade up, but then we're not really doing anything against the zombie. Our board's fine right now. Let's just slow the game down a little bit. We don't need to be hyper aggressive. Especially since Forgotten Creation here is probably going to give us a little bit of value. Between that and the clue, we should have a fair bit of gas next turn. We can reevaluate then, maybe be able to remove the Inspiring Captain or get ourselves a flyer. Keep up a wall of blockers for his team. Ooh. Kindly Stranger is scary. That is quite a card. He's a little ways away from Delirium, so I'm not too worried yet, but it can't be good for me. Let's see what he does here. Alright, we can do it. Again, no real reason to attack, so I'm going to play the Island and the Apothecary Geist this time, because I do want to use the Clue token, or move over the True Faith Sensor, either one. Maybe just move the True Faith Sensor to Apothecary Geist, and I can use the Clue next turn. The main reason being that, like, I can do the Clue at a later point in the game, whereas I almost for sure want to attack with Apothecary Geist next turn, and if I don't equip it now, I might draw like a 5-drop or something and not really be able to move it next turn just because I cracked the clue. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Better to optimize my mana this way. We'll have time to do the clue token for sure. And if we don't, then that means that we're just doing better things anyways. Not Forgotten. Okay. Interesting. It does add another card type, I suppose. I don't think that matters too much, though. Sucks that it gets him closer to Kindly Stranger, but I think I'd rather have him be playing Not Forgotten than, you know, having reasonable spells in his hand. Keep the Island. Alright, so now we get to pitch 2 things to Forgotten Creation. That's going to be a lot of value, actually. And we get to crack Warped Landscape at the end of turn as well for a swamp. Make sure that we have the mana that we need for the Drono Corpse Trawler when we need it. Alright. nothing from the opponent. Didn't even play a land, though, so that's pretty suspect. Pitch both. Let's attack the Apothecary Geist, see what happens. I feel like he's got something here. It's really weird for him to pass with 3 cards and not play any land. Took 3 damage. So if I put Port Town down, I don't really want to reveal the island. I don't really need the Port Town. I guess I can just put island into play. Like, I don't want to reveal the last card in my hand as an island. I want to play one more land, I think, just because I want to get Emissary of the Sleepless down and move True Fate Sensor. Sorry. And have a 3/5. Yeah, you know, it probably doesn't matter. I should just keep all the lands in my hand. It's so much better for Forgotten Creation anyways. We'll just wait. That's fine. Something that you guys may have noticed earlier is, oh wow, he scooped the game. Nice. Something you may have noticed earlier is we were talking about people kept messaging me during the last match. That was because I accidentally pressed the wrong button and we streamed that entire match. So when I left this recording and went to do this one, like the next round, I stop in between so that I have good stopping points. I went and looked at all the messages that I was getting, and it was all like, are you streaming right now? Because you're streaming right now. So that was pretty great. We had a very interesting little stream there for everybody. So some of you may have already seen the last round. Hopefully this will be a little bit more of a surprise. I'm not streaming this one as well. Alright, now for sideboarding. I really think the Flyers were great against him. This seems like a much better build now that I look at it. After having run it through its paces, this white-blue list seems better than the green-black one. Green-black has better removal and like a little bit more large late game, but the flying just seems so important in the format, so I might have just been undervaluing it. Our Flyers don't seem that impressive, but with the way the format is, it just might be enough. Yeah, I'm going to leave it the same still for now, too. I didn't see any huge reason to make changes. There wasn't, like, a bunch of enchantments or artifacts or something where I need to, like, put in some kind of sideboard like that. I don't really even have anything. If I had a way to remove cards from the graveyard, I'm pretty sure that I would want to do that, but I don't have any, because he's trying for Delirium. He's got a few spells that make it seem like he's going that direction. But, yeah, I don't really have anything to stop that. So I guess we'll just leave it. Survive the Night is an interesting sideboard choice. I could do that at some point, but I don't think it's necessary yet. We will wait. Okay, Port Town with an island. Yep, this seems fine. It's certainly not amazing, but acceptable by any means. Topplegeist. Ew. At least I can kill that with the explosive. So, play Port Town. Getting that Plains was pretty perfect. Let's play the Apparatus, and we'll go Scholar into maybe killing the Topplegeist. We'll have to see. We might want to kill it first. The card's really annoying. When you get Delirium, if you guys aren't familiar with it, you get to tap down a creature that player controls at the beginning of their upkeep, which is really quite fantastic, honestly. Kindly Stranger. Alright, he really needs Delirium. Let's go Reckless Scholar first. I feel like Forgotten Creation isn't going to do us much for a little while, so I might want to hold on to that one. Scholar will get us value right away. I can start pitching lands. I can threaten to crack back if he attacks him with the Kindly Stranger. This card is awesome, by the way. Like, just the flavor of it and everything, too. That Demon-Possessed Witch is creepy. play. Almost certainly has a post-combat play. Maybe he's just racing us, though. That's certainly reasonable. Stitched Mangler. So I could draw and discard. Or I could just attack. And I probably want to play... I don't think that I want an explosive just yet. It's going to take a little while for that thing to go on. So I like the idea of Stitched Mangler. Scholar's not a card that I really want to use that much right now because I'm choked up on mana and I don't want to discard a lot of these cards. Forgotten Creation's probably the one that I want to discard the most, but it also has a really high power level once we get to the later parts of the game, and just like last time when we have like 2 lands a turn, you just keep pitching them over and over and over to get the gas. I think we just play Mangler and attack, keep back the Kindly Stranger. Seems like the best thing for me to do. And hope that we draw another land next turn so we can go Emissary into Apothecary Geist. I want to gain the life this time, I'm pretty sure. We'll see. It might have been correct to just Apothecary Geist here, but... Murderous Compulsion? Oh, that's fine. Using it on that seems great. Oh, alright. Double Murderous Compulsion. Yikes. Well, that's a thing. So I could Forgotten Creation, or I could just Apothecary Geist. I think that we just Creation. Still keeps down the 2/3, which is the important thing. He's a little ways away from Delirium. Alright, never mind. Inspiring Captain lets it get in. Ouch, take 5. Bam. Suck at me. No, we are not going to pitch our entire hand. So I could attack with Forgotten Creation, let him trade, and then get Emissary of the Sleepless down, and probably get some value off that. I think I'm okay with it. It's going to be a while before Forgotten Creation becomes useful. Yeah, if he just lets us get the value, that's probably fine too. Emissary it is. Let's hope that he doesn't have too much great to follow it up with. We do get some life back with Apothecary Geist, which should be good. And he's still a ways away from Delirium. He needs 3 other creature types. Or card types in his graveyard. At least we're making him think. If he attacks with the team, we know he has Strength of Arms, so it seems fairly likely that that's a thing. But I don't think that we have the time and luxury to do anything but block. Yeah. Seems pretty obvious that's what was happening. But like I said, not much that I can do about that. I have to bite the bullet at some point. I want to keep lands at some point so I can pitch them to the Creation. So, Apothecary Geist this turn. And just pass, not play the planes. If I wait, it's probably fine. Because this turn, since I'm playing the Geist, it makes sense. The reason why I say that is that the turn afterwards, I'll still be able to play a land. And once Geist is out of my hand, that means I can hold up Deny Existence and Explosive Apparatus, and that seems pretty good. So let's just play the Apothecary Geist and pass. Another Inspiring Captain. Ugh. Alright. Attacking with the Kindly Stranger. I'll double block it. I have to block something, so I'll definitely kill the Kindly Stranger. That's kind of surprising. Not Forgotten. Sure. He can certainly kill me quickly, though. So, Reaper of Flight Alabaster. I don't have Delirium. All I have in my graveyard is All I have in my graveyard, literally, is creatures. Reaper means that I'm chumping one of these and blocking one with the Reaper. And going to 1. This is going to be a very hard game to win. I'm not 100% certain that it's worth playing still. Because I do show him extra cards. I guess it's fine. That Not Forgotten is a little bit of the nail in the coffin there. It'd have been way better if it were most any other spell. The 1 doesn't really matter, like the 1/1. If it had been a 2/2, I'd just be straight dead here. Yep. Go to 1. And now we die. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I can play Niblis and shoot something, block the Inspiring Captain, but I still take 1 damage from the last thing. Close game. If we had just stabilized there at one point, I think we were way ahead. We had a lot more gas in our hand. We just needed the time to play it out. Inspiring Captain does stack up very nicely together. And I think that emphasizes the point that I was looking at before, that, like, Inspiring Captain's pretty big in the format. Like, 3/3 is actually large. There's not a lot of things that are beyond that. Things like Keswick Direswine, sure, but it might just get locked down too often or killed. Like, they save the removal for your big threats, and then the rest of my threats in green-black aren't that great. The evasion seems really important. Alright, so let's submit here. I still don't think that I have any great changes to make, and I just need to be a little more aggressive if possible. And this hand certainly lets me do it. Turn 1, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. Like it. This looks really good, actually. And he mulliganed. Alright, we can't ask for much more than that. So, Gossip Monger, and go. It'd be really nice to get, like, a True Faith sensor here. Darn, couldn't call it to the top of my library. Didn't have the Heart of the Cards. Nothing from him. Let's go Port Town, reveal an island, attack with the Gossip Monger, and play Spectral Shepherd. Spectral Shepherd and Apothecary Geist is kind of neat. You can just keep gaining 3 life a turn once you hit 6 if you really feel like it. Same with Storm Rider Spirit. Might even be better, actually. Deadweight. Yep. Just play the Apothecary Geist. The 3 life is not worth sacking it here for a turn. I'm wondering about just waiting on the Gossip Monger and flipping it, and I think I wait now. Flipping it here is pretty big. I can make it a 4/3 on the attack. And he has to respect the threat of that. So even if he has a blocker for it, I mean, the worst that I do is I make him pay for it. Yeah. Gone missing. Decent. So we attack with both of our guys. He either blocks and loses his Rotten Heart, or he doesn't, and I just get to hit him for 2, which is kind of nice. The threat of activation is really big. I can discard an island here pretty easily. We don't really have a lot of 6s, if any, in this deck, and we already have the 5 mana in play, so no big deal to lose an island. It's minor value lost later if we get like a Reckless Scholar or Forgotten Creation, but we don't even have them in hand, so it doesn't make sense to worry about it right now. We might as well just keep smashing him. Nothing. Ooh, Grifspoon onto Incited Rabble can be really nasty. Giving it flying means that it'll be very hard for him to deal with. We'll see what happens, though. I think that he's got something to play on the attack. Archangel Avacyn? Oh my god. Alright. That is a thing. Okay. Alright, so we can Storm Rider Spirit at the end of turn. And then Gone Missing the Avacyn, hopefully. I might even be able to draw land, Gone Missing, and Grifspoon the Incited Rabble. Avacyn's a beating and a half. This card's very, very difficult to beat. Damn near impossible, honestly. Played against it a few times in a couple of seals, and it's really nasty. If you're lucky enough to get one, you'll win the majority of games that you can resolve her. I mean, as you can see right there, he already got a 1-for-0 out of it, and it's just going to get better. Alright, Storm Rider Spirits. I really want to land so I can Grifspoon this Incited Rabble and Gone Missing the Archangel. No. Don't really want to trade for Elusive Tormentor because then Avacyn flips. Deals 2 damage to my Storm Rider Spirit and to me. So maybe I just Grifspoon the Incited Rabble and leave back the Storm Rider. Because if I put Grifspoon on it, then Elusive Tormentor can't block it. So that's at least something. So you'd have to lose Avacyn to actually stop this. Yeah, it seems fun. So let that happen. We'll only deal the 3. Because I want to get 3-Bin Inspector down and be able to use the Warp Landscape or just crack the Clue token at the end of the turn. That way, too, I have a chump blocker for Elusive Tormentor. Well, he's got 2 more rares than I have in this deck so far. I don't think there's actually a single rare in this deck. Oh, no, that's not true. Sorry, we've got Port Town. Forgot about that. We have a rare in play. There we go, even game. Archangel should definitely just crack in here. It doesn't make sense for it to do anything but. Yep. Take 4. So we're losing that race slowly. He can also just block with Avacyn on the Incited Rabble at some point. Gonna crack the Clue. I think it's more important than getting the Swamp for now. Alright, let's see if we can go on missing the Archangel and see what happens. It will let us attack with the Rabble and the Storm Rider, and that seems useful. Get him close to dead, and then maybe force him to trade Avacyn later. Has an answer. So what do we got? Murder's Compulsion? Yep. Kill the Rabble. Seems good. I can use this to return Grifspoon for 4. Okay. So I get to re-equip that later. Oh, he's going to do it on Storm Rider Spirit. Okay. Does he have a second Murderous Compulsion in hand? He might. I guess not. Well, now Insidious Mist isn't doing a whole lot either. So that's good. I mean, if he just holds up Avacyn here, that's probably fine by me. So, activate the Clue. True Faith Sensor. Alright, I'm going to play the land. We'll attack with the Incited Rabble. I might even attack the Inspector here, too. Why not? This one can't block and can't be blocked. Yeah. So, I mean, if he blocks the Thraben Inspector and just takes damage from Incited Rabble, I'm pretty happy about that. Can't imagine that ends up too poorly for me. Alright, I was going to say I can trade with Avacyn, but that actually doesn't trade. It just, he gets to eat Incited Rabble because it gives itself indestructible. I keep thinking that it gives other creatures you control indestructibility, but that's not the case. Man, this card is so good. Alright. You get me. Alright, let's go Inquisitor and put True Faith Sensor down, and then hopefully we can fly the Militant Inquisitor next turn and still have a decent threat against his Avacyn. We can still win this, it's just going to be very hard. Avacyn is gross. You can flip that to deal me 4 damage. Not flipping for 4. Oof. Nothing? That just feels wrong. What is going on? Okay. Because he could have put me to 4 life here. He could have just attacked, flipped this, and attacked Archangel Avacyn. And I'd be dead to the Avacyn this turn? I guess that I'm dead to Insidious Mist and Avacyn right now. I'm going to equip the True Faith Sensor. And then I'm going to attack with the 4/4. See what he does. If he doesn't do anything, I can play Niblis and chump the Archangel Avacyn. Not happy about that, but I think it's okay. Get a nice big 5/4 here. He has to kind of respect that I could have a pump spell. I wonder if he'll block. I don't think he will. I feel like he's either got an answer. Oh, no, he will block it. He has his own trick. I see. Yeah. Oh, nothing I can do. So now he attacks with Insidious Mist and the Archangel, and I'm basically dead on board. There's really not a lot I can do. I have to chump with the Niblis, so I might as well put this on the Thraben Inspector. If I somehow live next turn, Thraben Inspector will be my chance at victory. I'll need to chump the Archangel Avacyn here, and then somehow get another blocker, and still be able to attack in with the Thraben Inspector and force him to block with Avacyn. That's like my only hope here. Yeah, this is not looking good. This is looking exceptionally poor, in fact. I think we did what we could. It's just really hard to beat Archangel Avacyn. And we kept trying to do different things to try, but he always had the answer, whether it was Compulsion or Survive the Night or whatever. Answers, answers, answers. Now we are out of gas. Put on the Griff Spoon. We got him low, considering that he had Archangel Avacyn, and like played it, what, 2 times this game? 3 times this game or something? I'm pretty happy that we managed to get him down to 3 life. Or 7 life, rather. I guess he's going to block it. Kind of doesn't matter. He knows that he's just got us. Oof. If I had a way to deal with an Elusive Tormentor here... Yep. But I don't. But I don't. Almost had a chance to come back there. Almost. Just keep smashing him in the face. Mind Rack Demon. Okay. Lose 4 life unless you have Delirium, right? He doesn't have Delirium. Okay, so he's going to lose 4 life a turn as well. That could be good for us.